Hi, hello. First, thanks to J8 for inviting me. Thanks, Sasha, for this charming and welcome. And today I'm going to speak to you about also my other side, also my personal creative evolution. So, hello, it's me. No. Yes, I'm here to. I'm gonna do a quick resume of my background, also my experience, and then I'm gonna show you my latest project. So, I'm Pol Sola. I'm animation director, and I'm a graphic designer, illustrator, animator, art director, and also a digital artist. Yes, it's quite a lot, but I feel like was switching every year from one thing to another one. So my training included a degree in graphic design, then I did a master's degree in motion graphics, then I did an internship, I was freelance, I was employed in an average motion designer company, and in 2011, with my partners, my 4 current partners, we founded Device, which is animation and motion graphics company based in Barcelona. Some years later, we split that company in 3 companies, and right now I'm being creative director at these 3 companies and also digital artist during the weekends. So to put you a bit in my context, this is a work I did in 2006, is 13 years ago, and I was mostly inspired about geometrical and rocks. So it's quite cool because 13 years later I'm working in similar stuff. Also, I want to say that I really enjoy to collaborate with friends. So in 2008, I was doing this collaboration with Sebastián Baptista and Raúl Peix, and also here you can see my geometrical style. I'm going to show you now where I work. I work in Device. We did this company in 2011. It's a motion graphics company, and we basically play around colorful and bold colors, cell animation, and we are based in Barcelona, but we work globally. Some of our clients are Google, Spotify, American Express. But I'm here not to talk to you about my company. As I said before, it's my personal own evolution. So at the beginning, when I started at my company, I felt quite shy and quite embarrassed. Like, my partners were super talented, and I didn't feel enough confident to design. So I was focusing on animation. Some years later, I was developing my test and my eye, so I became art director. And yeah, 2 years ago, I started to co-direct some pieces with my partners. We have a dynamic structure. We all are very multitask. So depending on the project or the style, we do different kind of teams. But this year is when I started to be more realized, because it was annoying me that I couldn't show my own ideas. Maybe because I was not confident. Maybe I didn't have enough time. Some people need 2 days to illustrate something, and some people need 1 hour. And yeah, it's all about practice, I think. So now I'm going to show you a work I did 3 years ago for Primavera Sound. I was co-directing this piece. I also did the art direction, helping the illustrator. And I mostly animate 80% of this piece. It's about John Carpenter. He's a terror film director from the 80s, and he's still doing it. And yeah, they asked him about his first music memories, and he just said that. I think it's very nice.
Memory related to music would have to be when I was very, very young. I don't remember how old, like 4 or 5 maybe. And we lived in a log cabin in Kentucky. So my bedroom was in the back of the house. And near the bedroom was a radio. And It was a wonderful radio. It picked up shortwave and it picked up distant stations. I remember one Sunday afternoon, I was lying in bed, maybe taking a nap, and I could hear the radio playing some classical concerto. And then the radio was off, and then distantly inside the house, I heard almost the same concerto start up again. And then, what's going on here? So I got up out of bed, walked through the house and opened the doors down hallways and opened the door and came into the living room, and it was my father with his violin playing the concerto that I had just heard on the radio live playing it. And it was beautiful.
Thank you. So Device started in 8 years ago, and because we are 5 partners and we have a lot of different tastes, then we realized that we had too much different styles on our side. So then we decided to split our website in by 3 studios depending on the style. So Device is the most commercial and playful style. Amigo Total is kind of weird, 3D, glitch, and yeah, we work for clients like MTV, music festivals. We did 3D porn. It's that all stuff that I will never show my mom. And in All in Pixel, it's, as the name says, look, that's me. And you can recognize it. And it's based in pixel art, pixel animation. We auto-proclaim ourselves like the first pixel art studio in the world because we thought that there are not one. So here are the links. You can follow us on Insta and check it out there. But yeah, as I mentioned before, I came here to tell you how to realize your creative confidence. I feel like I'm not a very confident guy. I'm quite shy. I'm shaking right now. So what I did in my case, it was like just trying to illustrate in my free time. So 3 years ago, I started to illustrate some weekends. I started to illustrate maybe once a month, maybe twice, with no pressure, with no timings, with no clients, just trying to understand what I like to draw, where I'm feeling comfortable, what can be my own signature. So here was just some trials that I was doing, but what started to happen is that then I started to get new followers, Behance started to share my work, then I had an exhibition, then I had some talks, I had an interview on the newspaper. So it was quite surprising because my hobby started to have attention. And yeah, that was quite surprising and nice. So yeah, now at the age of 34, I realized that you are able to do exactly what you think you can do. I'm going to show you right now my work. It's what I consider that my designs are more. I consider that are solid and transmit my style. So I'm going to show the first one that I think that represents me. I was doing that while I was traveling to South Africa in the flight, and I think it's quite important in my work that I'm constantly looking for the evolution of the style or for the next step. So in this case, I did these 2 designs, then I finished it like 10 days later, and during that holidays, also I tried to paint. It was my first painting. It's my first painting, nothing better than that. And what it was fun, it was to give the name that it's not complicated at all. Always on the titles, I try to be kind of sarcastic and realistic. So in 2008, a guy asked me if I could show a bit of my work, and I was quite happy because I stopped to draw. So then I called these drawings back to the party. I was exploring in 3D how I could represent my work. The thing is that it was the first time that I was touching 3D. So I was watching some tutorials, how to modulate, how to do some rocks. And the funny thing is, because I don't know how to do textures, I don't know how to do a lighting, or I don't know how to make it look cool, I started to work in this flat style, which I try to explore the transparencies, the shades, and the blur that is happening between the reflections inside of the objects. Here the colors are just applied on the environments, so the spheres, the stones just reflects the walls and the sky and the floor. What was happening then is when I finished my work, I realized that I liked more the crops of the original artwork. So I started to do some crops. This is from there. And I started to crop my images, and also some people started to be interested in that. So I sell more prints of these crops than from the original artwork. Okay, and this happened this year. This is my first solo exhibition. It's called Millennial Art Market. And what I tried here, it was to represent my style in the in as much different techniques as I can. To do that, I contact my friends. I contact like one of my favorite photographers. I contact a guy to develop some code for me. So I did 5 digital designs, 1 painting, 3 photographs, 1 Instagram filter, and 2 holograms. Also, I create my own logotype for this venue, and I just designed this logotype with an application on a website to make my own cap. So yeah, it's pretty shit, but at the same time, I thought that it was so cool to wear my own branding during my exhibition. Here is the painting I did. It was complicated because my style is so clear, and I'm not a painter. I had to paint that for 4 times to be happy with the final result. And this is the digital collection from there. I was just following the style that I had in the Back to the Party collection with the thing that I wanted to have rounded rocks, and I didn't know how to do it. So I basically went into the internet and find some rocks that are just kind of rounded shapes, and I applied the same filter as doing it flat. Here is another example. I really like to have these compositions where the balance is quite perturbing and quite simple colors, but very bold, but at the same time to have like these very little details, very realistic details where you can find this little gradient, or that how this sphere reflects all the environment there. And yes, I really love gradients. I think it's being now the new colors to play, and it's really beautiful to see how the colors mixes and you get new textures there. So when I had that, I thought, okay, what's the next step now? What I can do? So I called Marçal. Marçal is my neighbor. He's an exceptional photographer, and we met Saturday, and then we tried to keep my style into his style. So to do a funny collaboration about how that could be real. So this was what we did in his studio Saturday morning, and we were quite happy, but also was quite wroth. So at that time we went home, we had fun, and then we decided to meet the next weekend. And here start this new collection that we did together. And here, yes, we were really happy with the final result. This is the Marçal. He's a product photographer, and yeah, the beautiful thing is that, thank you, that it looks like 3D. Here there is no glue, there is no cables. It's quite easy. It's just a crystal table where we put the stones there, and then we just put a little spheres on the floor too. And the background is done with using of the light. Always looking for the balance. Sometimes the easiest solution, sometimes the fastest. Sometimes we had these two ones, so it was quite late, and at the end we said, okay, let's try to have a series, and then we just try this, and yeah, this is our favorite. So yeah, I think if you are alone, try to collaborate with others. If you are in a studio, it's cool because you have your boss, or maybe you have your partners, and everyone can give you some inputs. But if you are alone, it's boring, and you are not. And it's so much great to collaborate with people that makes great work, and you can understand how they think, or how they work, or how they write the mails, or how they communicate. So in this case, also it's just try to speak with people, and sometimes I collaborate with friends. But the next project it was a guy that lives in Barcelona, but I never meet him, and he's the master of filters on Instagram. He's Thomas Picasso, and we did this filter, but together. It's called Floating Stones. If you haven't done yet, you can go to Pol Sola and play with me. And Tommy Picasso is also the guy who did that. Also, we met 2 days, like, yeah, and also trying things, how to glitch that, but yeah, it's quite fun to have your art and then, or you have your designs just to try what's happening there, and to try how to do new things and create. So this is for me quite important. I felt like, yeah, I have been influenced maybe by Bauhaus, for surrealism, for cultures of different countries. I love to travel, I love the food, but my friends are my real influence. You can see, this is the people, there is my girlfriend, there is my partners, there is the co-working guy, there is our friends, there is a guy who I play football, there is another one that I play paddle, there is the ones that I go to drink beers with them. I think this is the moment to do the picture and then check the work of these people, because they are awesome and they made me, and I'm very grateful for all of them. And check their work, and yeah. And now I'm going to show you what I think it's like the end of where I'm really happy there. It's another work I did at Device, but here for the first time in my life I designed the full pitch, and we win the project. So I was working as a creative director, as illustrator, and animator of this piece. Also being part of the team, so it's very important also to speak with the people and to check how they think or listen to their advices. But after not being designer in my own company, and after being annoyed that I couldn't really design what I wanted, finally a client, it's for a TV company, it's a TV channel that they are playing around with the archive of the last 30 years in terms of humor and comedy. And we did a very playful animation, very easy for them to adapt then to their program, so they could change the type, they could change the colors, they could change everything. And very happy because 1 month ago we win a gold award with this.
Aquest conductor no vol perdre temps aturant els taxistes en manifestació.
Hem arribat fins a temperatures de 21 graus sota zero. Després avança.
La publicidad ya viene aquí.
So, what I really enjoy of our job, I think it's very grateful that you can really have fun while you're working. So I just think that it's cool for us to have this spirit and to change if you are not happy in the company, or if you want to be freelance, or if you want to go wherever you want, try it, change it, and go for it, and always have fun.